Now I'm going to make one of my favorite drinks for you, the Manhattan. The Manhattan's a very simple cocktail, same proportions or similar proportions really to a martini. The most important thing that I see when I go to order Manhattans in different bars is the bitters. It has to have Angostura Bitters. So to start out, take my chilled mixing glass. I'm going to add 2 dashes of the bitters. I'm going to add 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And I'm going to add 2 ounces of rye whiskey. Now, over the course of the years, bourbon has been used, Canadian whiskey has been used. The classic was rye whiskey, Kentucky straight rye whiskey, or back in the 19th century, Maryland rye whiskey, or Pennsylvania rye whiskey. The rye whiskey is going to give it some depth and some spice. If you make it with bourbon, it's a little bit sweeter. And if you make it with Canadian whiskey, it's a lot lighter. That being said, they're all good. For me, I like a proportion of 2 parts whiskey to 1 part vermouth, a couple dashes of bitters. This is a stir drink. Keep in mind that when you're deciding whether you're going to shake or stir a drink, the logic behind it is that if it's just spirits or vermouth or wine, it's already clear, and when you stir it, you're going to maintain the clarity of it. If you have lime juice or if you have eggs or if you have cream and it's already a cloudy drink, that's usually the decision maker between whether we stir or shake. Now a Manhattan, because in this case I've chosen a pretty strong rye at 100 proof, I'm going to stir it a little longer than I would a martini. So normally I stir between 7, 9, 10 seconds. I'm going to stir this for about 12. I'm going to give it a taste to make sure that I have the right balance, which I do. The difference also between shaken and stirred drinks is that this is called the julep strainer. It fits right on top of my mixing glass. If I were shaking this drink, I would use the Hawthorne strainer on top of the Meadow Boston. This can be, as you can see, it's shaped so my hand goes right here, so I'm going to hold it like that. I'm going to have my chilled glass out in front, and I'm just going to use the strainer to hold the ice at bay while I pour delicately into my glass. The Manhattan can be garnished with an orange twist or cherries. It's usually always cherries, and I prefer cherries. The cherries that we use here, they're not the bright neon red fake maraschino ones that you get in a jar. These are Kirsch brandied Morello cherries from France. Another variety that I like a lot are the maraschino cherries from Italy that are macerated in sugar and maraschino liqueur. Whether you use the Kirsch brandied Morello cherries or the maraschino cherries from Italy, you want to use fresh ingredients with your drinks. Here's your Manhattan.